Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Tube Special, all about the biggest entertainment business of our times, video games. We will talk how gamers are taking over the world. You knew this day is coming. And what does it mean that games are now bigger than movies? And why are everyone on YouTube watching young men playing games? And can games tell as good a story as movies and books? To answer that and play with us here in the studio, we are joined by tech journalist Denis Wichewski. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. And our very own Shai Ringel.
Good evening.
Game on. So, we talked about it a lot on our daily show, but if you've been a naughty boy and did not watch us, here's a reminder. Games are now the biggest entertainment industry out there. Bigger than movies and much bigger than music. Games are not selling as much as movie tickets, but they are much more expensive. GTA 5 alone, for example, sold over 32 million copies. That's a lot of money. But can they tell stories as good as Hollywood? Some say they can. One of the biggest and beloved games of last year was The Last of Us. Here is its trailer.
Need something smuggled out of the city.
It's just cargo, Joel.
I just want some simple gear enough to set me on my way.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
Can't be any worse than in here. Can it?
We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long time.
No, we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess!
What are you so afraid of?
You're treading on some mighty thin ice here.
What do we do?
You make every shot count.
You see, I believe everything happens for a reason.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through. It can't be for nothing.
Emotional. Shai, you're especially emotional from that little video we saw. So, can a game tell a story as good as emotional as a movie?
The answer is yes, and we can move on. But yeah, games have developed. They did a really nice transition in the last 10 years towards the storytelling end of it, and I think a lot of game companies are now consistently thinks about story and how to be a driven story game. And we can see a lot of games that developed characters and they develop you as a character. And it's very, very interesting. And The Last of Us, I think I picked it up because it's a very good example at how games really developed into this really emotion. I was very emotional when I saw the trailer again because I had a really, really good experience with this game.
But what? I mean, it can get to crying, emotionally crying. Oh my God, she's dead.
This particular game, I was holding my joystick and cried.
Wow, okay. Do you identify with this very soppy emotion?
No, I don't cry at games. I'm more masculine than that. But basically, Shai is right that it's been a long way for games. There have been very emotional and story-driven games even decades ago, like text adventures. You couldn't see anything. It was all text, but it still could be emotional. But the new games do bring us a step closer to movies from the point of relation to the character. I mean, on the one hand, the interactivity of the game brings you closer to the character. On the other hand, it diminishes the dramatic options of the creator of the game, because when you see a movie, you're driven through the story. When you are the one driving through the story and you have some sort of freedom to move, to do whatever you want, it's a problem from a dramatic standpoint, because the experience you create might be not as tight, might be not as... you can press pause during a game, or you can just go shoot people during a dramatic scene. It's a bit problematic, but The Last of Us is one of the examples.
Okay, but shortly now, because to me it looks very Hollywood oriented. So who's imitating who? The game's Hollywood, or is it the other way around?
Actually, with Last of Us, I don't think there are many Hollywood movies that have the guts to go for the ending that The Last of Us went for.
And now Hollywood bought The Last of Us and are making it into a movie. And a lot of Hollywood movies are taken from games, and they're trying to do things that are really easy in games, and they've proven themselves in games. And games have a lot more guts and a lot more really interesting stories than movies these days.
Okay, well, we'll wait to see the movie. Let's move on to the next subject. Whoosh, whoosh. Watching sports like football is for all people. Nowadays, people have eSports. More people watch the finals of League of Legends than the Super Bowl. Seriously, eSports are so big that eSport players are now starting to get official athletes visa to America. So let's check out these athletes of the future.
A KS basically means a kill steal, and it means there's a guaranteed kill for probably a carry, and then someone else comes in and takes it.
You try and steal pentas because you don't want your teammate to have that stat. You'd rather have that stat, so you just take the penta. Screw that.
Of course I KS. That's the only way you look good to the fans, if you KS.
Who KS's me? You should be asking who doesn't KS me.
Versus XCG, I had like a quadra kill on Lulu, and I was like, I got the penta, and then Cobb just like came and like stole it away, and he was just laughing about it the whole time. I got Benny. Go on the next target. I'm gonna keep chasing. I'm gonna get Ori.
We can get Baron.
Nice.
So I had a kill steal against Curse one time, and basically it was like closing out the game. We had a big epic fight. It was a long game, and we were closing it out, and I didn't even know.
What did I just watch? A simple explanation before we talk about the phenomenon, Shai.
You watched athletes talking about the sport. That's
athletes.
What you... Yeah.
Okay.
They consider themselves athletes.
Should
they have
we?
the jerseys. That depends.
Do you want to?
I don't get it. For me, I don't get it.
Do you get every kind of sports race? Do you get curling with the
I read
marble?
an article about curling this week, so now I understand it a bit
No,
more.
but do you get it as a sport? Do you understand what makes a good curler an athlete?
Do you understand people who play chess and watch other people play chess?
Yes.
So
why not League of Legends or Dota or any other esports games?
So these people are really the best gamers, players of these games in the world, and they're combined together. So I see the highest level of gaming, and that's supposed to be better than just, watching you play at your living room.
It's more interesting the same way that watching a chess grandmaster is more interesting than watching me play chess.
I also think there's a competition. They're trying to build characters to those players, and it's much more. It always looks to me as like WWE, like wrestling, when they play this. They build characters for the players and for the teams, and there's the bad teams and the good teams, and sometimes
it looks
looks
interesting to sit and see it.
You've said it yourself. More people watch League of Legends finals than the Super Bowl, and they have no $1 million commercials. So yeah, obviously it's interesting to many people. Mostly to people who play the game and want to know how to get better at it, because if at regular sports, you're limited by your body. Here you have at least the perception of the fact of the ability to get better and better and better, because they don't look different than you. They're not especially athletic. They have abilities that are mental, and by watching them, by watching the strategies, you have much more room to improve than by watching a Super Bowl and becoming a football player.
But might it become like an Olympic thing in the end of it?
It has been talked about, but so far there hasn't been anything concrete, and there will be a lobby.
What about the wonder of physiques? Gone?
No. There's gonna be the Olympics, and there's gonna be sports like the physics sports and football and basketball, and everybody will like it. But I think that we will progress to see a lot of battles like the League of Legends finals, and we will see more and more people who don't play the game actually watch it. I think we're near that point.
Did you personally engage shortly with a character? I mean, did you see a finals of a game and say, "Ooh, I wish this one would win"?
I tried. I didn't find myself in it, but I saw a lot of people who did, go for these characters or go for this team or watch it to get better themselves. League of Legends is a very addictive game, and a lot of people wants to be the best in it.
I don't know, maybe one day you will give me your old console and I will know. Let's continue. Whoosh, whoosh. Let's talk one more time about PewDiePie. This very lovely Swedish YouTuber is now the biggest star on YouTube, having more subscribers than Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus combined. And he is not alone. Let's Play videos are videos that show other people play games, and they are the biggest thing on YouTube with billions of views. Why? Here's Jammin Warren. Okay. So why? Are you subscribed, Dennis?
No, I don't really watch gaming videos, but many people who I know do. I usually just play games, since I have.
But do you understand the phenomenon?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes watching Goat Simulator is funny, which is what we see on screen. It's a simulator of a goat, and it's funny. It's comedy, so you watch it for the comedy. Doesn't matter that it's a computer game.
I'm not a big fan of PewDiePie himself. He's really nice. I have other channels of Let's Play games that I really like, and I'm kind of addicted to videos of games I wanna play. A lot of the times when I can't get the game itself, I know you get every game you want, but other people on Earth don't have all the consoles and don't get all the free games, so I have to watch.
Have the Wii U.
All right, you poor thing. I have to watch these games to get like the fix of wanting a game.
It's like a preview played by someone you trust.
It starts as a preview, but it is something more than that, I think.
I have to go. I have to show you this next video, and we'll continue talking. So now you're gonna see Jammin Warren from Game Show and his take on why Let's Play videos are so popular.
YouTube is the biggest thing in pop culture right now, and Let's Play videos are the biggest thing on YouTube. Why? Here's what I think. Gamers have been a lost and lonely breed for quite some time, and now they can finally reconnect with each other. Think about it. When games first came on the scene in arcades, it was a social experience. It was dark, it was dingy, but it was an inexpensive place to hang out with other people. Gamers huddled around Pac-Man and Donkey Kong every night of the week, and by the end of the 80s, there were over 10,000 arcades across the United States. My local arcade even took report cards in exchange for tokens. Thanks, challenges. But then consoles came onto the scene, and by the end of the 90s, most gaming was done in the home.
Man, I think he's permanently attached.
With the exception of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, most gamers were playing in bedrooms and basements, most likely alone. This was the decade of the lonely gamer. Games got better, but the gaming experience got worse. But that didn't mean that gamers didn't want to connect with each other. When broadband became more common in the early 2000s, social play flourished. And when YouTube came on the scene, there was an easy, inexpensive place to enjoy games together. Let's Play channels that earn the arcade atmosphere and creates a real community for gamers. We subscribe to every...
So from the age of the lonely gamer to the gamer superstar?
I don't know. I still feel a lot of the times alone when I play games, especially
when
games
you're alone.
when I'm alone. But I do understand that those channels and a lot of forums do try to bring the community of gamers back, and it makes the best people on those channels superstars, and they are becoming, a superstar. When you talk about Let's Play games, I always think about the first time movie showed a close-up of an actor, and for the first time you felt close to that actor, and that made the actors superstars. That was the first time we thought about actors as superstars. And I think that Let's Play games make gamers superstars for the first time because you feel close to those gamers. And I think there's a connection here that
between the two.
Yeah.
Dennis, really shortly, do you think gaming's future is more social, or it will forever be still a lonely private experience?
It was never lonely private experience. We've played one with each other. We've played. Now people look at other people play, but it's going to be more and more social. It's never been lonely. It has been lonely, but it's never been really lonely. And it's going to get more and more social as years go by.
I'm all for social. Thank you very much, you two, for being gamers, for being who you are. And you guys, log to our Twitter and our Tumblr. It's a Tube24. And always remember, games lubricate the body and the mind. That's Benjamin Franklin, not me. Goodbye.